welcome to Tabletop-Infiltrator. In today's video we'll be looking back over the last week and seeing how I got on with my latest 40k project, 2 5-man Assault Intercessor squads. We'll be checking out their datasheet, any stratagems to help them out. We'll be rolling some dice on the tabletop in a battlefield scenario I've set up to show you how I plan to use them in my army. I'll also do a roundup of where I am so far with my custom chapter, the units I've painted up, and the current structure of the force. But before we get started, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who has supported me and the channel. It really does mean a lot, and I've been really enjoying the journey so far. I've done several videos now and I'm definitely getting used to the process. It's just that little bit less daunting than it was at the beginning. So moving forward, I want to continue releasing one video a week every Wednesday at 5:30 GMT. So if you haven't already, subscribe below, switch on your notifications so you don't miss anything. Right then, Assault Intercessors, let's check them out. And here they are, my 2 5-man Assault Intercessor squads. I think these guys are so cool. The charging stance and close combat weapons really make them look intimidating. So how did I paint these guys up? I used a Chaos Black rattle can to do the undercoat. I airbrushed heavy blue over the entire model as the base colour. I used Abaddon Black to tidy up the heavy bolt pistols and chainswords. I used Leadbelcher Silver on any armour joints, the Sergeant's ventilator, heavy bolt pistol, chainsword, backpack exhausts, and one of the Sergeant's bionic arms and plasma pistol. Also on the bottom of the holsters. Beastie Brown was used on the holsters themselves and on any pouches that the Marines had around their waists. Balthazar Gold was used on any ornate sections of the model. Screamer Pink was used as the base colour on the Purity Seals along with Ushanti Bone. Gory Red was used on the heavy bolt pistol casings. Lenses on the helmeted Marines and to highlight any Purity Seals. White Scar was used for the little dots on the helmeted lenses. Coal Grey was used as an undercoat on the Sergeant's head, followed by Cadian Flesh Tone. I used Nuln Oil to wash the entire model, and I based it using sand from the beach stuck down with PVA and then covered in flesh wash. The coils on the Sergeant's plasma pistol were first painted with a thinned down layer of coal grey, then covered by another thin layer of white scar, and then washed with Druki Violet. I really think my simple paint scheme and technique lends itself nicely to getting the units painted up relatively quickly, and I don't think they look too bad. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. With the squad painted up, let's have a look at their datasheet, upgrades for them, and any suitable stratagems. So Assault Intercessors are a troop's choice. They are 19 points per model and you can have between 5 and 10 in a squad. Their stat line is movement 6, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 3+, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, 3 on the sergeant, leadership 7 and leadership 8 on the sergeant with a 3-up save. Every model is equipped with a heavy bolt pistol, Astartes chainsword, frag grenades and crack grenades. The weapons that they're equipped with, the heavy bolt pistol is range 18, pistol 1, strength 4, -1 AP and 1 damage, and the Astartes chainsword is range melee, type melee, strength user, -1 AP and 1 damage, and its ability is each time the bearer fights, it makes 1 additional attack with this weapon. War gear options. So the Assault Intercessor Sergeant's heavy bolt pistol can be replaced with one of the following: 1 hand flamer and 1 plasma pistol, and the Assault Intercessor Sergeant's chainsaw can be replaced with one of the following. So he can take a power fist, a power sword, or a thunder hammer. The unit's abilities, they have Angels of Death, which gives them access to And They Shall Know No Fear, Bolt of Discipline, Shock Assault, and Combat Doctrines. And you can also put them into combat, break them down into combat squads if you like. Their keywords are Imperium, Adapters Astartes, Infantry, Corps, Primaris, Intercessors, Assault Intercessor Squad. I'm keeping these squads bare bones basic with no upgrades. They can already dish out a lot of attacks, especially because you're getting that +1 attack from the Astartes Chainsword. And I don't want to sink a load of points into them. So each 5-man squad comes out at 95 points per unit, which is great. They're a troops choice, so they have OBSEC and can be quite deadly in close combat, especially on the charge or when they are being charged. So a nice functional and efficient unit. Looking at stratagems, we'll start off with Gene Wrought Might, which is 1 command point. Use a stratagem in the fight phase when a Primaris unit from your army is selected to fight. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 automatically wounds a target. So really useful on the charge, or if you're being charged against those high toughness units. Next is Transhuman Physiology. So for 1 or 2 command points, depending on the size of the squad, use a stratagem in any phase when a Primaris unit from your army is selected as the target of an attack. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack is made against that unit, an unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3 for that attack fails, irrespective of any abilities that the weapon or the model making the attack may have. If that unit contains 5 or fewer models, this stratagem costs 1 CP, otherwise it costs 2 CP. So this will greatly help improve the survivability of your squad. Next is Honour the Chapter. So for 2 command points, use this stratagem at the end of the fight phase. Select 1 Assault Intercessor Squad unit from your army that is within engagement range of any enemy units. That unit can fight again. So fight again, who doesn't like that? It's a little bit costly at 2 CP, but really useful when you need it. And it does say at the end of the fight phase, it doesn't say your fight phase. So that could be at the end of your opponent's fight phase as well. So yeah, really good, that one. And then lastly is Adaptive Strategy. This is 2 command points. Use this stratagem in your command phase if a warlord from your army is on the battlefield and a combat doctrine is active for your army. Select 1 chapter core unit from your army that is on the battlefield. Until the start of your next command phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, the Devastator Doctrine, Tactical Doctrine and Assault Doctrine are considered active for that attack. So this could make your squad absolutely lethal, especially in the Assault Doctrine, giving them that extra AP damage on their Astartes Chainsword, taking them from -1 to -2. That will greatly reduce a lot of armor saves in the game, and combining that with the fact that you've got quite a few attacks on the charge and the additional attacks from the weapon itself, the unit will be able to hit really hard. Right, how do I plan to use them on the tabletop? I've set up a battlefield scenario, so let's go check it out. So my first plan is that they can be a cheap way of completing some secondaries for me. So raise the banners, deploy scramblers, or sitting in the middle of the board for Oath of the Moment. These are the 3 main secondaries that I'm thinking of taking, as they are not the most complex to do. So I can have a assault squad moving up to and engage an enemy and clear them off an area of the board, or I could have them coming on from an outflanking position here to take an objective that's on one of the flanks. And secondly, I'll be looking at assaulting those lightly defended mid-board objectives. The idea for my army is that I can trick my opponent during my deployment phase with my warlord trait, Lord of Deceit, moving the bulk of my infiltrators to another position on the board. Hopefully this will create an area which is less defended that the assault intercessors can move into and secure. So today we have 2 5-man squads which are moving up the board to attack and destroy these Necron warriors, and hopefully securing this objective. The top squad needs a 5 to get within engagement range of the Necron warriors, and the lower squad here needs to get a 4. We're going to give the warriors a chance and let them fire Overwatch. So let's see if the top squad here can make it into engagement range. So we're looking for a 5, and they do make it in on a 7, and then the lower squad here, they've made it in with an 8. So we know both squads are going to make it in. Let's see how the Necron Warriors do in Overwatch. So the Necron Warriors are armed with Gorse Flayers. They are range 24, rapid fire 1, strength 4, AP -1 and 1 damage. So in Overwatch we're looking for 6s to hit. And not a single 6. These Necron Warriors are really in trouble. So both squads have charged in and made their pile-in moves. I'm going to be doing the 2 squads attacks separately, as the Necron Warriors have access to resurrection protocols. So each squad member gets 2 attack basic and 3 for the sergeant. They then get an additional attack for charging, and then another additional attack for having the Astartes Chainsword. So that's a total of 21 attacks for the 5-man squad. I'm also going to spend some command points, so 2 command points on adaptive strategy to put the squad into the assault doctrine, and also 1 command point for gene wrought might, so 6s automatically wound the target, and this will be on this top squad here. So the Marines have a weapon skill of 3+, so we're looking for 3s to hit. And any 6s automatically wound the target. And we've got 1 6 there. We'll just pull out the misses. We use the strength of the user, which is strength 4 against toughness 4 on the Necron Warriors. So we're looking for 4s to wound. We'll pull out the misses, just 2. And because we used adaptive strategy, the chainswords go up from AP -1 to AP -2. So the Necron Warrior armor save goes from a 4+ to a 6+. So looking for 6s. And just 1, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's the squad destroyed. Because the entire squad has been removed, the unit does not get access to resurrection protocols. So as you can see, an effective unit. You can either use them for completing some secondaries, or if you choose the right opponent, they can be really deadly in close combat. It gives my army a much needed assault element which they currently don't have. If you've got any thoughts or recommendations on this unit, stick them in the comment section below. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on them. So my army is really starting to take shape. So I have 1 HQ choice so far, and that's the captain in Phobos armor upgraded to a chapter master for 135 points. For elites I have a Primaris apothecary upgraded to a chief apothecary at 95 points. All my troop slots are now filled, so I have 2 5-man tactical squads armed with a heavy bolter in each unit, coming out at 100 points per squad. 2 10-man infiltrator squads, each upgraded with a comms array for 245 points per squad, and finally 2 5-man assault intercessor squads as standard with no upgrades. So that works out at 1,110 points so far painted up. So what's next for the army? Well, it's going to be another HQ choice, a librarian in Terminator armor. This guy looks so cool and he'll literally add another dimension to my army. So that's it from me for another week. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider giving me a thumbs up, and if you haven't, a thumbs down. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button below. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video. All this really does help the channel grow. And I'll hopefully see you next time.